By the way, I'm not looking at your body either. I'm looking in your eyes.
Oh.
100. No. I'm deep in it.
3 women? With 3 women?
I mean, no, I don't. That's another thing. God, this podcast is all over the place. We're fucking banned.
Today, we are going to have so much fun on this podcast because we have amazing guests and it's already been banana cakes with it. Please get up for a man you've seen on Showtime and on TMZ, featured on TMZ, Mr. Bruce Jingles, everybody.
Hello.
Bruce Jingles.
Hello.
Hey, right in front of me. This gentleman's been on Trimmers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I don't know. That's his joke. And he's super hilarious, and I want to keep him really pin up so that when he finally explodes, it's going to be crazy. Mr. Jamie Kennedy.
Yay! It's 5 and 6.
Yay.
5 and 6.
Brother man.
What's up, baby?
Well, what we do here at the Liars Club is we have 2 of our comedy friends come on and we ask them to tell 2 stories. One is the truth and one is a lie. And then Jessica and I will try to punch holes in your story, by asking a lot of questions just so we can kind of figure out which one is a lie. And because we're asking people to come on and tell crazy stories and wild lies, that we want you to know that the beliefs, stories, and anything that goes down here on this podcast today is not a reflection on the Comedy Store, okay? I think we're good. Anything you would like to add, Jessica?
Did you want to share what happened to us in New York at all with the locksmith?
Oh, my God. The comedian who let us stay in his apartment said, don't ever throw the bottom lock. I've lived in this apartment 23 years, only lock the top lock, right? So then I was with my son and Jessica, and I was taking my son to go see colleges and all that. My son threw whatever he was doing, the bottom lock gets thrown. We get there at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning and can't get into the apartment. So I Google best locksmith in Greenwich Village, New York City, right? One comes up. The guy shows up 10 minutes later. He's like, it's going to be $500 to get into the apartment, right? And I'm like, what do I do? No one in the city has the key to this bottom lock. I have no choice. So I'm like, all right. So he's drilling like crazy, the big old drill into the lock. Anyway, cut to, as we get in all relieved, he's like, okay, I got to put a new lock in it. That'll be $450 extra. And I was like, what? And so we get into this huge like kind of argument, and then I'm like, I'm arguing in my friend's apartment. And it was just banana cakes. The next morning, the company calls me up because I went and put a bad review all over a Better Business Bureau and all that. And the guy calls me up and he's like, and it was a young guy, and he's like, that guy doesn't work for us anymore. Can we give you the money back? We'll come back and give you some of the money. I'm like, I don't want to see you guys, like, because it was kind of scary. Anyway, so it was really, really crazy. And I want to thank everybody that commented on my written story that I wrote about it, because you guys gave me such great advice. I got some of my money back.
I'm so happy I got up early
For that locksmith story.
I'm so happy I took an Uber here
for this. I
to
blame
get here.
you, Jessica.
And then the locksmith
I have
charged
to
me money
take a
for installing a
fucking
lock.
lashing from Jamie Kennedy because you made me tell that story.
Well, we live in Hollywood, so
Yeah.
some producer's going to pick that story up.
Okay, so it's 2 stories, and one has to be a lie, and one is the truth. And we'll let Bruce start first.
All right.
What story? Let's see. I know I have a lot of stories. Here's one story. When my mother came into the strip joint I was at to get drunk, and she brought her friend, which was embarrassing, and then she's talking to all the strippers, and they're all gathered around her and telling host stories. It was very interesting.
Does your mom, was she a stripper?
No,
So-
she worked for the. Well, there was a strip joint by our pad. It wasn't like a full nude strip joint. It was a bikini bar.
Topless, though? Topless?
Yeah, topless.
Okay.
And everybody, we all hung out, and my friends and I hung out there. She happened to be at the house with her friend, who was a raging drunk. And I call her Wigzilla. Because she every time she gets really drunk, she takes off her wig, and it's really
no.
She got bald head or?
she looked like Georgia Foreman.
Okay.
She looked
Georgia.
She's got the package of hot dogs in the back of the neck and all
no.
that.
Really?
And she doesn't even have a neck. It's just so.
Yeah.
She looks like Esther Roll, the mom from Good Times, actually. Yeah. And it was just amazing. I was playing pool, and my friend looked up, and my friend who's the son of of my mother's friend. So put it this way: my mother and her friend, her son and me, we were playing pool, and they come down like the ramp of the strip joint.
Okay.
Like they almost announced him. Like, coming to the stage, Bruce's mom. Hey, we need some greenery around this scenery. You know, it's just weird.
Did you invite your mom out?
No, I didn't invite the bitch.
How did she know?
No.
Did she know you were there?
Yes.
So she was like, my son's at the strip joint. Why don't
Let's
we
go? Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 40.
No. When that happened, yeah.
27.
You were 27?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was very embarrassing.
Did they serve food at this strip joint?
Yes, they had crab salads.
That's suspect that it's a salad.
Just put some lettuce on the hoo-ha, and then it's called a salad.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And so how long did they stay?
Oh, they stayed till the end.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
till
Everybody-
closing time?
Yes, everybody was buying them drinks.
Really?
They do a dance?
No, I thank God no, because then somebody's hip would have got broke.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they would have fucked somebody's lap up.
So did you go to your mom to the side and be like, Mom, what are you doing here? What are you doing? Right?
Then she just looked at me and called me the N-word and said, "No, nigga," and walked away. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Did you have a good relationship with your mother?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
Of course I did.
I don't know.
What mother? I mean, you have to have a good relationship to want to go to the strip joint with your son.
Aw.
What time did the locksmith show up?
10:05. 10:05. He brought some chicken from my mom.
You don't understand. That was a riveting story.
It was not. It was a riveting moment in my life.
You bailed mid-story. Let's be blunt. You're like, in the locksmith, it was crazy. What happened was, and no one's doing it. And so he came and he needed $400. And
I know.
But
because I looked at both of you
bailed.
guys, and you guys were like, "What the hell is going on?" with this fucking
But it's
locksmith
believable
story?
and not believable. It's believable the amount of money it costs because it's New York.
yes.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
not, what I don't understand is believable is why are you looking for colleges with your son?
Yeah, if he can't remember to not lock a door, he ain't going to college.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
2019.
That's what I was thinking too. As a matter of
That's a
fact.
school of hard locks.
There was more.
There was more? All right.
He also left his bag on the plane. I don't know if he's ready for college.
He
but
left
we're
a
gonna have to-
bag of what?
We got to let him go.
No.
His bag of what?
Oh, wait. Is it your son, too? What
No.
happened? I like this. Is
She
there
felt
something
like
that happened?
Well, we were all flying to New York, but then I had miraculously a big meeting out of nowhere. Miraculously.
Mhm.
So-
Wait, we got at the strip club. Hold on.
Yeah.
What's the big meeting?
Yeah, they were smoking pot.
No, I had a business meeting that I had to go to, but I couldn't get, and it was one of those things where you can't get out of it.
None
and
of
it's
our
a good
business.
opportunity, yeah. And so then
None
Jessica had to go with my son early, like in the morning. So, and that's why she was in New York with my son, and he lost his bag.
You guys
if I would
travel
have been
together
there,
all the time?
no.
No, we're going to San Diego this weekend though.
Or was it work thing?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
No, you guys are work partners. You're not
Yeah.
life
Yeah.
partners.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
But
I
everybody-
saw the picture.
The way you're talking, you're like, we got to let him go.
We
honey.
gotta
we
let
gotta
him go.
talk about
It's time
Easter
to let
plans.
baby go.
And I was like, whoa, when did this
Nobody
happen?
puts baby in the corner.
What part of town or where was this strip joint?
It was Spearmint Rhino.
Oh,
And-
Spearmint Rhino.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
yes, and it is corporate history that the corporation knows about this story because I used to do their Christmas parties or triple Xmas parties, and in Upland, California, which is about 30 minutes outside of LA,
Okay.
going 10 east. So it was in somewhat civilization, I guess. And it was just.
But the
crazy.
way you said it, like, it was just some little bikini bar. Now all of a sudden it's Spearmint Rhino.
Well, it's just a big.
Yeah, that is a big difference.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How is that a difference?
See, you were all trying to make your
So if
fun
I
little
did-
jokes, but I was listening to your
No.
story.
Because the strip clubs in Vegas, you have to wear real shoes.
Oh, that's Vegas.
Why you gotta wear real shoes?
I don't know. They said I couldn't come in with open toe shoes.
They don't want to give no.
Maybe they didn't want to let me in.
They don't
Maybe
give
they
the
didn't
chicks
want your-
athlete scooter.
Your toes to touch that crunchy yet sticky carpet. Maybe that's what it was.
Athlete scooter.
Yeah, athlete scooter.
Oh.
All right.
Definite.
Okay. And yeah, so no other questions. We'll move it right along. Now it's your turn.
Do I
Jimmy.
guess on his story?
We will.
No.
We will at the
Oh,
end. Yes. So
okay.
now it's your turn to tell a story.
So as Jessica was saying, I have an extensive film career.
Yes, you do.
She put me in all the Tremors. Is
And
that not going live? Because that might be a blessing. So early in my career, I was known for a horror movie called Scream.
Yes. Yes.
That was you. No,
Yes.
just kidding.
And when we did Scream, it was like a little movie. You know, Wes had just coming off. You know, he's a legend, but he came off Vampire in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Friends was mid blowing up. You know, we got Courtney. And Nev was just starting to pop off of Party of Five. And the rest of us were kind of... everyone had credits, and I was the total unknown.
Mm.
So when we did this movie, we thought, this is a really... like unique movie. It's a great script. You know, when you read a script, I don't know if you guys read a lot of scripts, but the better ones are the like, you know, Jonathan grabs a coffee cup, he lightly caresses it, but it's like so much description.
Right,
you know, it's gonna
right.
be a terrible script. But Scream was just like interior kitchen, Sydney, and it was awesome dialogue. So we're like, this is unique. And when we were doing it, we thought if it was make like $20 million at the box office and we do good on DVD, mid '90s, we'd be a hit.
Mm.
Anyway, when we did it, the movie became what it became, and it was like amazing. So they wrote the sequel, and there was plans in the sequel for me to have a bigger part.
Okay.
So I was killed in the sequel.
Uh-huh.
You know that.
Mm.
And the sequel, when we were shooting it, we never knew who the killer was going to be. So each day we
It was
got
somebody different.
new pages.
Oh, really?
So the cast was
wow.
literally, we were in a game of,
Who done it?
yes, and we never knew. We were like, I meet Courtney, I'm like, you know, and she's like, nope, and I'd be like, Nev, I'm like, who's this? Like, I don't know, and like, you know, David is like, bro, you know, like none of us knew, and so each day we would get new pages, new scenes. So there was a time, you know, because I had all the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and one of the rules was, you know, you can never, you know, never have sex. Sex equals death, and all this stuff. And since I was a virgin, it'd be weird for me to get killed.
Yeah, because it would break the rule.
So, and I got killed. So there was a whole potential story of me
Getting laid.
at a strip club. No, there was a whole storyline of me being the killer.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Because you were a virgin and you had it all pinned up inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you
An
wanted-
incel.
Yeah.
An incel.
And so I was jealous of Sydney. I was 100%. I was in love with Sydney. I was jealous of Stu. I was jealous of Billy, Dewey. You know, everyone was in love. And Randy got nothing. But yet he was the one navigating the whole thing. And then he had he was the mastermind behind this whole thing. And it started with 2 lunatic kids. And then he took it to the next level. And then he was going to show the world of what it's really like to manipulate a killing.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a better.
Wow.
That's better than the actual outcome.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's a
And
big
so-
thing to throw around. Yeah.
What?
No,
That's what
just
she
that it's better than the
Oh,
actual.
oh.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
better
yeah,
than the actual
well,
movie you were in.
I don't know if I could say that, but I was talking about the strip club.
No.
That's better than the Locksmith.
No, it's better than the Locksmith
No,
story.
but I was thinking, but I was like, well,
I
then
like that.
Wes is dead, God rest his soul, and Miramax is disbanded, so I guess you can say that.
Yeah, I can say that.
But yeah, so that was one of the things, and then it got nixed because people they weren't.
I like how you're playing piano, by the way.
Yeah, they wouldn't go with it.
They wouldn't believe that you were a virgin. Is that what you're
Or
saying?
that you would have sex.
Or that you can be that meticulous, an evil master.
No.
An evil master plan.
I believe the audience would have. The studio believed that they wouldn't like that.
Wow.
Okay.
You understand? We're talking about Hollywood people now.
Right.
We're talking about people that think they know what
And
people want.
And they don't.
Come on now.
And they didn't think people wanted to see you get laid.
That's what America wants. That's what America wants, people. America wants to see Jamie Kennedy get laid.
In the mid-'90s.
That's right.
Now you can see it. You can Google a picture of me right now. It's me and all the girls in the movie, by the way. And it's awesome.
What was it like?
It was
back in the day?
Portia, who's Ellen's wife now, Sarah Michelle, Elise Neal, Rebecca Gayhart, and Nev. It was like a dope, and me with a cigar. Oh, wow. I used to go out to dinner with them all, but I was literally like the gay best friend, but I'm not gay.
And Elise was the token black friend back in,
We like to call her an actress. Jesus Christ. She was awesome. And Dwayne Martin. No, there's a lot of black people in that movie.
3.
You remember? Oh,
Yeah.
God. He's.
Why was
It's always a comfortable.
I should be wearing a bow tie.
Jesus
just
God.
said a fucking studio didn't think that the general public wanted to see his character get laid. That's a big fucking admission. Let a brother have a breath over here.
Let a brother have a
You know what I mean? Like he just confessed something pretty big.
Yes. Yes.
To live on Facebook.
There were no tokens.
Yeah.
There were no tokens.
It was just
That's right.
great.
This is the Metro Link. There are no tokens.
All right. Do you have any questions on that,
It is
Jessica?
Can you go into any details about any of your sexcapades of the 90s?
In real life?
I don't know. I'm
No.
kind of curious. I know that's not maybe the most polite thing to ask.
Polite? We're in the basement of the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
You think
We're sweltering.
Jesus
Jessica,
Christ.
Like, what was
We're
one of the
fucking
wildest...
swimming in the ghost of decadence.
Jessica's question is
Wait.
this: what kind of fucking did you do in the
I know.
90s?
What are you?
Jessica?
Yes, that's right.
What is that
Wait,
about?
I'll tell you a story, but I won't name names. But wait,
Yeah.
what? Why does that have to do with the goddamn story?
I know.
Can
Well-
you say goddamn?
Because especially with this, you're saying that you were a virgin and that you would be having sex in the movie. I want to see if maybe they thought you wouldn't be able to pull that off. Nobody would have thought of you as a virgin.
Oh, it's kind of
Meaning
it's
like you-
kind of a compliment.
She's giving me. Are you calling me a mini Leto?
Yeah.
Are
Who
you
is
calling
Minnie
me
Leto?
Mini Jared? Are
Mary
you
Jared.
saying? Are you saying I'm a Jared type?
Jared from Subway?
No,
No, Jared Leto.
30 seconds tomorrow.
Jesus.
Leto. She thought you said pedo.
Oh, Jesus. Don't even go there. Listen, wait. So you're saying that you thought I would have been too sexy?
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean
that's what
back
she's
then.
saying.
Now that you're not sexy now in your NASCAR look, but back then,
Homeless Bradley Cooper. So go. And I was just about to add you on Facebook. Go ahead. No cups on the table. This was a whole story before.
Mhm. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I remember back then, like you were huge. I loved Jamie Kennedy. I love you now, but I mean, you were just, and women swooned over you.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
You
well,
could just.
we're gonna assume because you're so handsome.
Good save.
And
Will
Good
you-
save.
Will you add me on Facebook now?
Yes. Poke. All right, let's go back. I'll tell you this. Oh, fuck. I don't know what that has to do with the story.
Okay.
And I don't think what and I love that you did it. And fans of the movies, because I could tell that you could probably go to a convention and you understand horror movies and stuff like that. You would like me more than what the studios would think would like me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're a real person. You're a consumer of it. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they think they know, which I always get annoyed when I go in, and I don't give a fuck that we're going live right now. When executives try to tell me, oh, this doesn't work or this doesn't work. It's like, really? I was just at the ha-ha.
And yeah.
I
And
was
it worked.
I was just over here at the belly room at 1:30, and it got a laugh. And it's like, that annoys me, right? So you have to assume the assumption is that you have to deal with executives that think they know what works. Do you agree with that?
Or the comedy
Absolutely.
club bookers.
I agree with that.
tell us the same thing.
But now, did
But
you?
comedy club bookers know more what works than an executive
Yes.
because they're in the
Yeah,
they're in the
mix
heart of it.
They see
Not
it every night.
necessarily depending on the club.
But more than likely.
More
More
than
than
likely, yes.
But an executive going, I don't like that, and not being in the thick of it, not being on the set. So
May I ask a question?
I was going to answer it, but go ahead.
My question is, so did you film any sex scenes for Scream 2?
Before I answer that,
Okay.
no, I didn't because
You're saying that might have been one of the storylines, and if they actually worked on those storylines.
yeah, that was the storyline.
Okay.
It was a huge storyline, and I'm telling you, it did not happen.
Okay.
But there was 5 potential storylines.
All right, but tell us.
But
Tell us
you know
about
what I'm thinking
crazy
about is not crazy, but I started getting leads in the 90s of it was independent film was the bomb. You know what I mean? And now it's either $400 million movie or Netflix, right? Anyway, I was just thinking because I have a love. I don't know if I can say this, a love with the Mondrian in this part of town because the Mondrian when it went up was like the hottest joint. And I was filming a movie and we were filming in there, and I'm not going to name names or anything, but that was the first time that I
met Carmen Electra. Okay.
Carmen, no, she was on another scene.
No. Like
How
during
did
the.
you know that? What's going on?
That's good.
How did what?
That's good.
She was.
That's good.
I've worked with Carmen, but I'm not saying it was then or what. And this wasn't Carmen. When you have sex and then there's you and 2 other people, that's what?
Threesome.
And if you have sex and there's 3 people there, what's that called?
A foursome.
Okay.
Podcast.
That was the first time I may or may not have in the 90s experienced that. Where I was like, you don't have it. You don't have it. You don't have enough penises. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got appendages. Toes are starting to work, but at some point people are like,
yeah. And that's when that.
Yeah, so it kind of breaks off. You know what I mean? And, so what? I'm not gonna go into details, but the Mondrian was the first time your boy had 3, and it was 3 of the opposite. There was another little eggplant emoji in there.
And the moral of this story is God should have made a spare penis.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's part of that other lie. And damn, is hot.
That's a really
talking New
good
Orleans
first
hot.
story. I'm going to
Like
give it to you. That's
North
been
Carolina
one of my favorite first stories on the podcast so far. Yes,
That was
I
really
like
good.
that story. Yeah.
And who was calling you going, I want to make sure it's correct.
Yeah, you were way over analyzing it, you
I
dummy.
want to make it good.
Yeah, it was awesome. All right, great. So we'll move on to Bruce's second story.
My second story.
Am I allowed to touch my cup?
Yes, you
You're what?
Podcast, at least it's like, Jamie, can you get your cup off the table? It looks disgusting.
You had your
I have to tell a
earphones, you had
locksmith
all
story.
pens, you had everything, glasses,
earbuds.
you had everything on the table. All right, so go ahead.
Jessica, you being from North Carolina, you may have experienced this. You ever been to a ghetto funeral? And you've been known to hang out with the blacks.
Yeah, I have.
Once or twice.
Yes.
I've never been to a black funeral.
Okay.
Wait, have you ever been to a line? You know what that is.
Dance? Yes.
Yeah.
The line, though, in New Orleans is a whole
No, I've never been to New
subculture.
Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh, my Jesus. All right,
It's like an inner circle of black. It's like,
awesome.
It's like black the second tier.
line. Second line is the best.
Oh, yeah, like Tremaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Felicia looks lost.
No, I'm just so continue.
I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
My friend Dale had passed away in a car accident, and we had to go to his funeral. His funeral was in San Bernardino. I don't know if you guys know what's up about San Bernardino. It's the ghetto. It's basically where all ghettos everywhere else come together. And
Yes.
yeah, and then
I
And
get you.
Dale, the guy named Dale was
Dale
black.
died. Yeah, he was black and he died.
Dale.
And Dale, yeah, I know, weird.
That's already suspect.
Not a black guy named Dale.
Hey, Dale.
That's not a cover
Hey,
name.
Dale.
And it was basically it was on the corner. Now this funeral home was on the same street it was on. Already had 3 liquor stores and 2 gun shops and one funeral funeral home.
Wow.
They had a barbecue pit in front of the funeral home.
Damn.
And then 2 fights broke out as we were walking into the funeral home. And then the pastor comes in and he has a dry deer and he he was a crackhead. He had a dry
The pastor was a
Yeah,
crackhead?
yeah. He had a dry Jerry curl.
What?
Yes.
The pastor was the
Yes,
crack.
he was. Oh my word!
The pastor smoked crack.
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God! The pastor! Pastor!
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Felicia, did you grow up in Encino? What the fuck?
George, did you hear the pastor smoke crack?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my word!
I'm going. You know Wall Street bankers smoke crack. You know that, right?
But the
But
pastor.
the pastor.
Go ahead.
And he was wearing an old suit. They were high water. They were with high water pants and had elbow patches on the
The
blazer.
pastor.
The pastor
Okay,
who was smoking crack.
Okay.
And he started off. I'm gonna have to use the N word in this. It's part of the story.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And so he's just and the whole funeral scene was all like thugs and cutthroats and just crazy. And he looks, and the pastor just looks down and he goes, "Yeah, there's some cutthroats in here. You know, let's talk about Brother Dale." And he goes and starts. And it's actually a good sermon. And he gets to the point of the sermon. He goes, "Let me just tell y'all, Brother Dale was somebody's nigga. Let God be your nigga." And what? And I just went, what? And I just started laughing. I swear to God. True story.
Are you serious?
That's true.
And what did everybody else? Were they like, what the?
No, they were just, yeah. come
Oh,
on now.
really?
Pastor gave a good
Are you? Did you just see the Tyler Perry movie, the one with the funeral?
Ooh.
Is that?
It's
is that
kind
where
of
you
like
got
that.
This?
No,
Okay.
not at all. Not at all.
Wow.
No, no.
And how did Dale pass?
He had a car accident.
Yeah. I'm sorry that. And how long did you guys know each other?
Like 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Was he a comedian?
No, he's a family friend. He was a friend before I became a comic.
How many people were at that funeral?
About 80.
Oh, really?
Ooh,
So it was in a smaller.
Right.
It was in a smaller.
I thought it was.
You can
pretty
ask
big.
questions too, Jamie, if you would like.
Dale was the dead guy or Dale was the crack pastor?
Dead Dale.
Dead
Crack
guy.
Pastor.
Crack pastor.
On the next episode of Crack Pastor, Dale was the dead guy.
Okay.
Do you remember the crack pastor's name?
No,
first name?
Crack
No.
Pastor.
Have you seen him since then?
No.
Wow.
I don't go to San Bernardino. I hate San Bernardino.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where
it was?
Yes.
No, you said it was in the South.
No,
No,
I
he
said
said
it's in
San
San
Bernardino.
he
Bernardino.
said I might relate since I'm from the South, being at like a ghetto funeral.
Yes.
I don't know.
You're not a listener, Jamie.
You don't
I
listen.
am.
You don't listen.
I do. I just listen to what I want.
pastor smokes crack.
Yeah.
Now,
have my answer.
how did you know that pastor smoked crack? Was that just the rumor that went
When
around?
you have a dry Jerry curl and wearing high water
How
suit.
can you have a dry Jerry curl?
Yes.
How?
Look at
There's no juice left in it.
yeah. he was looking a little crispy.
Yeah, remember McDowell's?
Yes.
Well, it
yeah.
is San Bernardino.
Yeah.
It gets fucking hot out there.
It gets hotter than honeymoon
That
dick
oil
out
just
there, man.
evaporates, I guess.
Yeah. It does.
How's it sound? Wait, where are you from?
I live in Upland.
Where are you from?
I'm from LA.
Are you
Oh,
from
you
San
are?
Bernardino?
Yes.
Dude, for
You are
real?
from San
Not,
Bernardino.
no, I'm not.
I thought you were from the South.
No,
All right,
not at
so
all. I'm
since
from
you're
LA.
LA. That's a little weird.
I'm from LA.
Huh.
Because I thought he was from the South. So now
Grew up in South LA, formerly
Uh-huh.
South Central. Went to school in the Valley. We moved to El Monte when I was in 11th grade. Oh no, I'm sorry, 9th grade.
Lie.
No.
Okay.
And then I was going to school in all that neighborhood, and it was
Right.
just,
Okay.
I bounced around a lot.
So what color suit was his suit? Do you remember?
Ashy. It was black. It was black.
It was black?
Yeah, but
Okay.
you know that faded black.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any questions?
See, I was
Jessica?
thinking brown because he said it had the elbow patches.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. Oh, I see you, Jessica. Yeah, because you don't normally when
Not
you
on
have
a
the
black suit.
Yeah, on a black suit,
No.
an elbow thing.
No.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why do you say he was crack? Just because he didn't look like up on the fashions by like a couple of decades?
I know
like,
the symptoms of crackheads.
Uh huh.
I've had crackheads in my family.
Uh huh. What's the
I'm-
number one symptom?
Ashiness. I just very
My mom
very
was a crackhead. She wasn't ashy, but see,
okay. white people, you guys get caught dry skin. It's different.
Was
And
it
you're from the South. It's also very muggy
humid,
there, too.
yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
difference between ashy and dry?
Ashy is
Same
when you're
thing.
black. Ashy just looks gray, just bad.
It's the same
You ever
thing.
see the
It's
movie?
dry
You ever
skin.
see? Yeah, you ever see
Why
the
you
Omega
just-
Men with Charlton Heston?
Back in the day.
Yeah, the night walkers. They were all pale
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's ashy. That's when ashy.
No, I
looks
know,
like.
but it's just dry skin. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the same question I have. How come when a black lady wears a wig, it's a weave, and a white girl, it's extensions?
Well,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use that.
No, you're
Yeah.
right there.
It's the same thing.
But I do think they put it in the hair differently.
Extensions.
Mhm.
Well, I know, but it's just an add-on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's an extension.
You can't touch a black woman's weave,
Mm-mm.
but you can rip a bitch's extension.
yeah, you sure can.
Not
Wow.
me, but
Yeah.
not me. Other
Yeah.
girls. Other girls.
You
say,
ain't
I'll
never
rip
lied.
your extensions.
If you at the
You
church,
heard that.
You were at
I
the
bet there
church.
was a lot of extensions in that foursome.
Ooh.
Oh,
You know. Call back. It was when those little pigtail thingies,
Uh-huh.
those mini ones.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
It was before
With the colors?
No, that was early
Oh,
aughts.
okay.
Wow.
Do you remember the '90s when they had like? It was right when the feather started.
Oh
Yeah.
You
I know
what
you're
I'm
talking
saying.
about.
Wait, do you know this one? This could be my third story.
Yeah, let's move to
The night John Belushi died.
Is this your second story?
No, this is just an
Okay,
add-on because
okay.
I'm saying this.
Okay.
The third time I met.
He was in a chateau with Robin Williams and Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams came from doing a set here,
Yeah.
Really?
and they were all bumping out.
Yep.
Right.
That's the story. Now whether
Yeah.
With De Niro?
And Kathy
That's-
Evelyn Smith.
Where did you
That's-
hear that? Where did you hear
that's
that?
That's all.
Yeah.
That's
the
been
lore,
known.
internet.
On the internet. Okay.
That's the lore.
No,
That's the lore. Which basically, I mean, you tell me, but the '80s,
And De Niro and
cappuccino was
Robin
coke.
Love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of the greatest actors I know today that are older, like, dude, believe it or not, I never did coke. I never did it. I had an
I
order.
do not believe you. That
I've
is
never
a
done
lie.
coke.
That is a
100%.
Never.
You could add this as your fourth one.
Never.
Never done coke. And my brother was like, yeah, you don't need to do it. Like he was kind of like the drug whatever.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, here's why he's gonna. In the '80s though, every actor I worked with that are legends, a lot of them told me that was the best time.
For coke.
Well, it was just like you go to a meeting and be like, "What's up, dude? All right, so let's talk about the script." And then, okay, yeah, we're gonna cast this first, and it wasn't vilified.
Yeah.
Right. It was like
Right.
a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cappuccino.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I know a lot of people I've seen in this business. My voice is getting very high. Who do coke, and they're very successful. It's like, and you know, I saw this in Europe, so it's like it's kind of funny. I've seen this stuff. That's a whole other.
Well, you got to
podcast.
You got to remember that Coca-Cola Coke had
Yes,
cocaine in it.
there's another. Which is a 6 great amazing stories that you have to figure out which is true and which isn't. We can go down. We're giving
All
you
right.
bonuses.
Well, let's
I'll
move
give you my
on
second
to
story,
your
but
second
that's
story.
early, same time around Scream 2, a little before. I read for a movie, got a part, and it was called Old Friends, and the movie starred Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
The movie had seen Sean Penn for the other co-lead, multiple actors, and then the movie ended up having Greg Kinnear, and it was about Jack Nicholson, Helen Hunt, and Greg Kinnear in New York. The movie eventually became
Something
as good as it gets.
Oh, okay.
It won Best Picture, I think, that year, which people don't realize. And Jack Nicholson won his third Best Actor trophy. I was one of the gay hoodlums. Is that the word? Can I use the word hoodlum?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I was one of and when I read for the part, I read for James L. Brooks. And I went in on the Sony lot, and it was an awesome process. And he's like, yeah, try it this way, try it that way. Yeah, yeah. And then I did it. And so then I go, my agent calls me and is like, boom, you got the part. So I'd gone like from 0, 0, 0, 0, nothing in Hollywood, like, you know, trying to get spots and whatever, to Ellen DeGeneres, gave me one of my first breaks on her show.
Can you introduce me to Ellen?
On which
You and her would be besties.
on which show?
When
No, on-
Ellen had a
No, the show that she came out.
no one on her sitcom.
On the sitcom that
Yeah,
she came out.
before the puppy episode.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, it was so I got on that, and then from that got something else, and I got Romeo and Juliet, Scream, And I started getting boom. And like for 9 months, I was just busy from zero to hero, right? But I've been struggling. Any Hoosers, get this role, go to New York. They're like, you're booked for 4 months on the movie. Staying in New York, living the dream. First day I go to set, I had 4 scenes with Jack Nicholson. 3, I think. 3-ish. Me and the other hustler. And I go to the set, and James L. Brooks goes, hey, yeah, hey, bro, how are you? He goes, yeah, I got to tell you something. And when we did rehearsal, he goes, yeah, I hired you for this role, but I think you're better for the other role. So I just want to tell you that. And the other role was smaller. And he said, but you know what? I love you. I want you to do it. If you want to call your agent, go ahead. And, take a minute.
What kind of mind fuck is that?
Take a moment. And, we're getting ready for the shot. And then I had to decide.
And what?
Just blessed you with 2 of your best stories. But you
So
didn't
what
want me to prepare.
What did you decide?
Well,
You didn't do it?
I'm in the movie.
Uh-huh.
But we don't know if that was the smaller role or the bigger role.
Exactly. And that movie was the role, the parts, the movie started as old friends, had multiple actors in it. I don't care if you Google it right now, and multiple storylines.
Uh-huh.
And it was cut and changed. And if you know James L. Brooks, he's a genius, but his movies he shoots a lot, and then he has the movies he wanted to make, but sometimes they change in editing, reshoots, and stuff like that. So we had a lot going on in the movie. He, broadcast news and taxing.
Right.
So he makes
yeah.
things amazing, and then, look at the movie won Best Picture.
Yeah.
So, but there was a lot of machinations. And if I want to add an addendum to that, I had gotten another role in a movie at that time called Boogie Nights, and I had to turn it down to do that. So there's like 16 stories in there that you can have, and you can keep them all and figure
You could
out.
have been
You
in
were
Boogie
almost Dirk
Nights.
Diggler.
Yeah, what part did you have that you turned down?
It was one of the
Diggler.
the guys that has sex.
Diggler.
Thank you for making that clear.
Yeah, in the with Heather Graham scene.
And how many times did you have to audition for the Jack Nicholson movie? Was it just one audition, or did you have to go back a couple of times?
Twice.
Yeah.
Once for the casting, once for James L.
Uh-huh. What is during that period, because you said you had a bunch of fame, a bunch of good things happened, like in a year period, a 9-month, 10-month period where you got cast a lot?
Yeah, what about it?
What was the one you were the most nervous about performing in?
Do you get nervous?
But answer my question first.
And I can ask questions too.
Yes, of course.
I think Jack Nicholson,
Uh-huh.
because it was such a, but iconic. But they all were, but you get better as you do
Uh-huh.
it. But I think that one, just because I did not want to F up. Do I get nervous? Yeah. Even this weekend when I was hosting this comedy show for TV, I was like I told you, I did 50% of my jokes hit, 50 didn't. I'm like, I don't want to look bad, the ones they don't use. So yeah, even that. And I does happen. I mean, I guess that's what makes us good, right? We always care.
Right.
So yes, I do, but not terribly. But go ahead.
But you have to care.
Yeah. You care. Jerry
you-
Lewis, man, God rest his soul, he says, if you're not nervous, you're not caring,
Yeah.
right?
May I ask another question?
Go for it.
What, since you've been
Not nervous, but just a concern.
since you've been in Jack Nicholson's presence,
Yes.
is there anything else that
Don't
you
you-
could tell people that you're like, oh, Jack Nicholson is this, like short or tall, or he smelled nice, or is there something where you were surprised when you met Jack Nicholson, like, oh, that's a trip? Anything like that?
Did he smell like Roman Polanski?
I know.
I think I didn't have any expectations,
Uh-huh.
and all I could say is that he was as cool as anything I would have thought. It wasn't like we had I've met a lot of people,
Uh-huh.
and the best ones never disappoint.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah.
It's all the underlings and stuff, but the Mount Rushmores
Yeah.
never disappoint. And he's, you know,
He's Mount Rushmore.
yeah. So it's like he was very cool. It wasn't like we were like having a tea party, but he was definitely inclusive.
There's got to be a
and cool.
few assholes that have made it though.
Not on Mount Rushmore.
Really?
I mean, I'm sure, but it depends on what an asshole is. Like, I'll forgive a lot.
And-
I will let people do a lot of shit to me because I experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And somebody was like, that person is rude to me. And it's like, well, you understand what they're dealing with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
They're dealing
at
with
the time.
massive fame, you know? I'm not going to name names, but there was somebody that I always took the wrong way. And then I ended up doing exactly what that person did to me to someone else. And I'm like, now I get it. You know,
Yeah.
punch me in the face.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like the demands on those people.
It's
Right.
It's like, when did
You
you ask
haven't
them?
you haven't breathed that air. When people talk shit about Kanye, I want to smash their face. They have no idea the air that guy breathes.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Do you-
I
It
actually
is. It's
s-
worldwide, man, and he's got a lot of thoughts. And if you like his music,
Oh.
you gotta breathe that air, man.
I
Yeah.
actually saw him about 3 weeks ago.
What? You
Yeah.
Stop
Yes,
dropping names. And I gave you 16 stories. Wait, finish that. You didn't lead with that story?
No, I know.
Yeah.
Instead, I did the
Just
Locksmith
then.
story.
Felicia sees Kanye.
No,
Wait, tell us quick.
I was at Gelson's. The Gelson's on Riverside and Laurel Canyon, and it was like right before closing time, but like 3 minutes before closing time, I had to run in there, get something stupid. And there was a guy in a hoodie. There was two guys. One guy was in a hoodie, and he had that because they make that pizza at Gelson's, right? That grocery store pizza, right? That Wolfgang Puck pizza.
You mean
And he had
Kanye was buying
Sissy.
he had a
It's
sad
Gelson's
piece
pizza?
of Gelson's pizza, and I was like, there you go. He can't even go to a regular fucking pizza joint with all the beautiful people and get a slice of pizza. He's got to
Sissy.
sneak in here to Gelson's and get a slice.
But it's true.
No, he probably likes that pizza.
But it's true. But
So
it's
come
but it's
on
true.
now.
It's that level of fame. It's
Yeah,
true. He has to
yeah,
sneak in.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
It's like I went with Jay Moore took me to a Laker game, and I'm a big Laker fan, and we got to sit right next to Jeannie Buss,
Yeah.
and
Who is Jeannie Buss?
She owns the Lakers.
she owns the
organization.
Lakers
the
organization. She's-
sweetest person.
Yes, she is.
Love you,
she's,
Jeannie.
dude. She's a
Say
sweetheart.
that to the camera. Love
Hi,
you.
Jeannie. Love you.
Okay.
Hi, honey.
Go ahead.
She was just a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And it was just, and when you grow up a fan of it, and you sit in those seats, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, like when you're used to sitting at the top tier of the Staples Center, but now you're sitting next to the
Right.
fucking owner.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unreal. So you can't be the owner of the Lakers in LA and then want to go to 7-Eleven. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't know who it is.
Yeah, she could go to any
Yeah.
grocery store, and most
I don't
people
know.
would be like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
sure
got-
she's
Not
adorable.
last week. Not last.
Yeah, last week there was a lot, but that's got a little locksmith to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That story.
Yeah.
That's got a little.
Thank you.
You
Take
set
that,
us up
Bruce.
big, bro. And then you went,
No, but
I love Jeannie, but I think she could walk into Chipotle. You know what I mean? She's not Kanye. I love you, Jeannie, but she can go in to
God.
Baja Fresh.
She can walk
She can
in.
go to
but
Pinche's right here.
True.
You know,
True.
but goddamn, it's hot.
But does she have a?
right.
But does she have a hood pass?
I would think for real.
Yeah, you would think.
Hold on,
You.
I'm at the cookout, right?
Yeah, you. At
I got potatoes.
it's at your house.
Okay, all right. But Jeannie's definitely at the cookout, right?
Yeah, she got to be at the cookout.
Rap's at the cookout.
Yes.
Jay
All right.
Moore's at the cookout.
Oh God, yes.
Bieber's at the cookout.
No.
Beav?
Okay.
Bieber?
I thought he was at the cookout.
No, he ain't.
Wow.
All right. Well, this is a cookout.
This is a harsh group. So anyway, so we have 4 stories, and Bruce's
We had about 8.
Bruce's stories. His first one was about being at a strip club playing pool, and his mother's friend with the crazy
Shows up.
wig showed up, and they became fast friends with the bartender. Everyone bought them drinks
And giving hoe advice.
and giving hoe advice.
Yes, giving all the stripper advice.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Yes.
That's awesome. So that's his first story. And his second story, refresh my memory real
Ghetto
quick.
funeral.
That's right, with the crack pastor.
Yes, crack pastor.
Crack pastor.
It's a new B-52 song. Crack pastor. Ooh, crack pastor.
And because your friend was unfortunately in a car accident. And what was the crux of that story? Just going to that funeral?
Let God be your
Oh,
nigga.
okay. That's right. I had to ask. Okay.
That's the story. Jesus.
Okay. And then Jamie's first story was about doing the sequel to Scream, and that they had everyone didn't know how the movie was going to end or go along as they were shooting. There were different storylines, and one of his storylines was that he was going to be have sex with he's going to be the killer and have sex with everybody. Was that?
He was going to have sex to become.
No, I was going to be the killer.
And he didn't
In order
have
to be
sex.
the killer,
Right.
how could I be the killer if I was a virgin? So I would have had to have sex.
Right. Okay. So then that's the story. So what do you think, Jessica? Let's start with Bruce.
Wait, but hold on. You
You
should answer some of these in the next episode because these are good cliffhangers. You should let your audience get involved.
and then goodbye.
We do normally. We usually have comments, but I'm sorry, it's not coming up.
We don't
on
have
live.
our on-air producer today. So what do you think about Bruce's stories? What are your thoughts about that?
I think that the second story is a lie, merely because of the suit. That throws me
The
off.
ashen suit.
Yeah, he said that they had the patches on the elbows, and then he said it was a black suit. That does not add up to me. It needed to be a brown suit.
But did I say the patches were black?
No, you didn't say what color. What color would they have been?
They were sandy.
I don't believe it.
it.
I don't believe it. I can't.
Yeah, what do you think? Which story do you think was the lie out of his two stories? The one about his mom coming to
I
the
mean,
strip
they were
joint?
both a little vague. Let's be real, bro.
Yeah.
Like my mom at the strip club, she came down, and then,
Oh, yeah.
and then my pastor's suit. Why did he add the patches? I think the second one. I hate to say this because I don't want to make a choice because they're both a little vague. I think the second was a lie because he started with a lie. He said that I think he made a mistake when he said the lie, but he also said patches on the elbows.
That's
Why did
what
you
gets
say
me.
that?
That's what gets
And
me.
then you said
Adam.
ashen and the color was weird. Then I thought you're from the South and you're from South Central, but you're not. You're from Upland. Then you
I
said
live in Upland.
You said things that were Southern, but then it was like, but then it could be San Bernardino. So I don't know. I just think the second one, the first one, is more plausible to me because
he didn't
it
give
was-
as much details.
no, it was fun too. It's like, and
Yeah.
I did different things in my life when I've seen people go to strip clubs, and I don't think it's weird that his mom would show up.
Right, and he didn't
Fucking
talk
it
about like what his mom was wearing when she came to the
Yeah,
strip
but let's
club.
just say the first story about the strip club, he was like, "Oh, it's a little bikini bar," and then all of a sudden, a second
was
later,
Spearmint
Spearmint
Rhino.
Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Oh, he did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. The patches were like that too.
The patches were like an extra detail that he was trying to add in there to paint the picture.
Yeah.
What do you guys think out there?
Well, I also here's the thing. It's like a black suit could have patches on it. I mean, I'm not saying
Why talk about the patches?
Patches.
Yeah, because maybe it's so odd that a black suit had patches on. That's why it was burned into his memory.
And he was flooding. And he
Yeah.
had
Black
hot water.
suit with sandy patches.
And Jamie's right about the first story being super vague, because then all of a sudden at the end of it, you were like, and then my mom was giving out hoe advice. You didn't say that in the beginning of the story. You didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, I did.
He did.
You said your mom was
He
giving
said
hoe
they
advice.
came around. They were all around talking to her.
Oh, I
feel
thought
like
they
a
were
loser
buying
if I
her
don't
drinks.
get this, but
Yeah.
it's vague, bro.
All right, I'm gonna say the first story is the lie.
Whoa.
And they're
Okay.
saying the second story is a lie.
What do you say?
I say the second story's a lie. The crack bastard's a lie.
I think the second story is a lie just because when she asked you a question, your eyes darted weird.
So you're saying the second story's a lie?
I think the first one's weird too, but I'm just gonna go with the second.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
biggest of the lie. I think
All
the first
right.
one's some kind of weird too.
What is
Yeah.
it?
The second one's a lie.
Yes!
was
And you
about
said
to
I
lose
didn't
my
listen.
mind.
You said I didn't listen.
Apologize.
Apology.
Apologize.
And his eyes darted, ashen, patching, cause I did the Jimmy Kimmel experiment. And we had a girl who was a stripper, and her mom came and was okay with it.
Yeah.
So I.
All right.
yeah.
Because if they're not, if they show up, they're not going to be.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
All right. Okay. Now we're moving on to Jamie's story. His first story about Scream, and
you should have 3 though. Do you want me to set it up for you?
no.
We should have 3. What are you talking about?
We can barely
The
get
first
through
one is
2.
about Scream, and was there a storyline written for me to be the killer?
Right.
The second story is, was I recast in As Good As It Gets, formerly known as Old Friends, on the spot
Uh-huh.
with the smaller role?
Right.
And the addendum to that,
Yes.
part 2A, is, did I lose a part in Boogie Nights to do that movie? So you got 3.
Oh.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And these are pretty good because they're Hollywood and they're weaved into our shit. I mean, I like strip club too, but I'm just saying we mix it up. Right?
Yeah, you get hot.
Ow, strong.
Sorry.
So, what do you think, Jessica?
Take your
This
time.
was really tough. Scream 2.
I think you're like a horror nerd, aren't you?
I like horror movies.
She watches a lot of movies.
But you're
You're a
not. Don't take this the wrong way, America. You're not a gore whore.
I don't like gore.
But you know what the gore whores are? Don't take that the wrong way, America.
I love how politically correct.
Well, I'm paranoid, bro.
I am too.
I want to be, but people don't know. Gore
I don't
are the girls
think-
that get all bloody and go to
Oh no,
conventions.
I don't think gore is scary though.
Yeah.
I think like Silence of the Lambs is way more scary
Way.
than
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rosemary's
You know what I mean?
Baby.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exorcist. Yeah.
that's way better.
Halloween.
My first movie.
Oof.
Oh, really?
I was 3.
Wow, mine was The Godfather, and
My
my
mother-
mom almost I got almost
My
taken away
parents.
from my mom. Cause
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Hold
I
on,
should've
wait,
told
Bruce,
that
wait a
story.
minute.
What?
Jesus.
You almost got taken away from
yeah,
your
my
mom.
mom took me to go see the Godfather movie in a movie theater, right? And
How old were you?
I was about 6 or 7. And you know what freaked me out? The horse's head.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
The
Yeah.
And still to
Yeah.
this day, pull back the whole covers to look in the bed because
Yeah, you got
it fucked
PTSD.
me up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got PTSD.
Well, that was 1 to
Yeah.
5. Ages 1 to 5 is when you formulate, so that's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, because
That's
that's why
fucked
I'm
up.
fucked up because I
That's
saw The
fucked up.
Exorcist at 3, and then you remember
Wow.
in the early 70s you could leave, you can go to a walk-in and you could leave your kid. I was left there by myself at the scene where she turned her head.
Oh,
And
did you freak
fucked
out?
me up.
Did you scream?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
And you both became comedians.
Yeah. Second
I saw
movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street at 3, and I don't think that's what fucked me up.
I don't remember anything before 9. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Second movie.
How do you
Blazing
remember?
Saddles.
At 3. At 2, I remember doing my
I started
taxes.
remember things at 3.
Who the fuck?
You never, hey brother.
I
If
had
you
a
see-
small
if you're
apartment when I was 1.5.
If you're 3 and you see a chick spitting up green shit and turning her head,
Block
you-
it out.
I tried
Block
to.
it out.
I tried to. I tried to.
All right. That being said, I think your first story is a lie, and I think the first story is a lie. The second story I think is true, but I do think the Boogie Nights part of that second story is the lie. There you go. I said it. Your turn,
Wow,
Jessica. Yeah.
that is getting into it.
yeah.
Now let me ask you. You said that was your first foursome. Were there foursomes after that?
It's not part of the story. It wasn't even really a total foursome. I couldn't finish it all. But no, at that point, it's too many bodies. You need an extra.
So
Penis.
here's my
Yes.
question, and it's a practical question about foursomes, Jamie Kennedy. When you're with 3, I'm assuming very stunning and beautiful women, because
Sexy.
you are.
Well,
a
no, it was
movie
like
star.
there was a cut. Thank you for calling me that.
You're welcome.
There was, it went like 8, 6, 5.5. I ain't mad at it. By the way, I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm, perfect.
Oh,
but
that
yeah.
was the
Yeah,
story.
but
Okay.
I was fine with them all.
Yeah.
It was great.
But no, my question is, when you're
wasn't
in
all
the
like
middle
dime,
of
dime,
a
dime.
foursome,
I'm not saying I'm a dime.
I like
the question is this: when you're in the middle of a foursome and you're just going at it, do you worry about your body parts at all? I'm not even talking about your penis. Like, oh, I better suck my get in. Oh, I better strike a pose like this. Oh, it looks sexy. Or do you just so in it you can't even think?
No, because I'm not gay. Is that bad? Who's
Very nicely
is that
said.
bad, Mary? I mean,
Blame
what guy?
it on the game.
What guy is like
Yeah.
this? I hope I don't look fat as I'm having.
Because women think that way sometimes. When I'm having sex, I'm
not
like,
a woman. I'm a dude.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you guys are saying that never, since you've been having sex, never once have you thought to yourself,
I'm too busy. I'm too focused fucking.
I could lose some weight, or I could, I should,
That's you ain't got fuck focus.
Maybe we should put them in more awkward positions. Like we should start putting their legs behind their heads.
By the way, I'm not looking at your
Let's do it.
body either. I'm looking in your eyes.
Oh.
100. No, I'm deep in it.
3 women with 3 women.
I mean, no, I don't. That's another thing. God, this podcast is all over the place. We're fucking banned. I don't
sweating like
co-sign
we're
any
fucking.
of this. We're sweating like
All
we're
right.
fucking. No, it's that You'll tell me when I'm lying. A dude is attracted to a woman because look, I'm dead serious. It's the fucking energy. For me, it's the willing, sexy, fucking hot energy. Do you know that, right? Do you know that?
Yeah,
no
yeah.
dude is like,
But come
she's
on,
got
let's
a
be
great
real.
skirt.
Three chicks.
Back me
Gay
up,
dude.
bro.
Gay dude.
Back me up, bro.
Gay, that's a gay dude.
I mean, that's what. This is what's getting confused with females in 2019. A dude is a dude, and he's like, yo.
Of course.
You know what I like? I like a woman that's a little heavy that wears heels.
I'm right here, Bubby.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That's confidence. Because basically, you know what I mean? Those things could break. And she's basically saying,
Yeah.
yeah,
That
I'm
I don't
just
give a
fucking
fuck.
hot.
That I don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
falling.
And if she don't give a fuck there, she
Yeah,
ain't
she
going to
don't
give a
fuck
fuck.
anyway.
It's going to get messy.
That's right.
If you want a guy that's like, do you mind if I put the tip of my penis in? No disrespect, but that ain't.
That's right.
Dude.
That's right. You know he ain't messing when he break out the Wesson. That's what I'm
See,
saying.
no, you guys don't think that this was helpful. I think this was very helpful.
In what
Because
way?
now I think that the second story is definitely true because the fact that he missed out on being in Boogie Nights, well, I think would have eaten at him. Because he's like, fuck, think about all the women I could have had if I was in Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is
Yeah.
my thought.
So
it's
you.
hard.
So
I'm
what are
trying
you
to-
saying? You're saying the first story
Is a lie. I think the first story is a lie.
All right.
I think the first story is a
I
lie.
did too. And what about the addendum, the third story, the tag onto the where
The Boogie Nights thing?
part of
I
it?
think that that's true because I think that would have really stayed with him. Because I did the Clint Eastwood movie, but I can't get over how I didn't get that other movie. You know what I mean?
You did a Clint Eastwood movie?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did the mule.
Oh really?
Played one of the dykes on bikes. You know?
Oh, that's awesome.
It was fun.
Can't say that word, bike. It's 2019.
Or the animal.
Jesus Christ. It's
All right. So what about you, Bruce? What do you think?
I gotta go with you. You said the second one, right?
I said the first. Yeah, basically, I said the first
Yeah.
story is a lie.
You said the
We
first
are
story.
pretty much on the same page, but you don't think the Boogie Nights thing is true.
I think I think the second story is the truth about James Brooks, because I could see as a director you want to maybe kind of mess with you guys a little bit so that you're more off of your game, which makes you more on your
Yeah.
game. Do you think he did it for that reason, or he just really thought you'd be better in the smaller part?
You got your questions now. You can't answer anymore. You got to answer it.
All right, so we're sticking with it. All three of us think the first story is a lie, and that
I think
right, Bruce?
second.
You think the second story is a lie?
You can't speak. See, this is why we have problems because you're speaking for him.
Well,
He's
I
a black
thought-
man. He has
I
his
think
own
he
opinion.
just. I think he
You
just
just
changed
said-
it. I thought.
That's right,
that?
America.
you must have just changed your mind then, because we think the
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you
Okay,
think
yeah.
that the first one
Stor-
is?
So
you
let's
think
go.
the
You
first story-
think what?
that the first story is a lie.
You think Scream's a lie and
Yeah.
the second's true.
Yeah.
And Boogie Nights is a lie.
And the Boogie Nights is a lie.
You think
The first story is a lie.
Scream's a lie.
Second story is true, and so is the Boogie Nights. It's
Okay.
true.
Second one's a lie.
Okay. All right. And the first one. Okay. So what is it about the Boogie Nights thing you said?
I think that would have ate at you. Like I missed a chance to be in Boogie Nights,
And what does that have to do with the story?
and I could get laid more.
All
maybe.
the potential pussy.
Well,
you
that's
would've
if
lost.
you. But that's you can't get
All the girls will
women.
think I had like
if you're in As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson, you can't get right. I mean, you can't get moved if you do a guest spot on Lucifer. I just did it. You can't get.
right, but maybe it's,
no.
You. That's weird logic, but I understand because I guess that's.
All right. So what is it? Which one is a lie?
Well, wait. What movie did you lose?
it was this movie in Sacramento, like a basketball movie thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was- yeah.
Sounds amazing. When you said that, I thought it was like Titanic too.
No,
But
it still ate at me.
I'm sorry I lost. Yes, I agree.
So what is a lie?
Scream is a lie.
Yes.
So what? Let's layers to it. though.
Okay, so I'm
Okay,
right.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
right.
Well, I'll tell you.
So initially we're all right.
No, you're
No,
wrong.
you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Jesus.
All right. I got to be wrong,
You're
America.
wrong. Goddamn. Is that you are a lie? No, you're the truth because they did. That I wasn't even supposed to be in the sequel. I don't even know if there was supposed to be a sequel. I got added in because the character people really liked. And then I got killed. And when I found out I was going to get killed, I'm like, fuck, how did I get killed? I'm a fucking virgin. How am I doing that? And that's one of the things that eats at me because I don't remember having sex. Do you understand what I mean? So I think it was weird that I was killed, and a lot of people do that. And so I was thinking of that could be the scenario, and that was not a bad plot, right?
Yeah.
What
That was
about
very
Boogie Nights?
That was
Was that
actually very
true?
good.
Boogie Nights 100% true.
The
scheduling-
Wow, you got that one.
The
all the way
scheduling
right.
went up. So I had
Uh-huh.
4 months on a movie
Uh-huh.
or 2 days on Boogie Nights. And the Boogie Nights was a meaty part. It was the Heather Graham and Burt Reynolds. And the guy who got it was in my acting class. And it was Paul Thomas Anderson. He was really nice to me, and I got it, and it would have been cool. I mean, listen, it hurt at me. I knew 3 people in that movie, but I still was going to be in a Jack Nicholson movie, which that part did get cut down.
Oh.
And it got cut down, and that happens. And it's I always tell, like, when I hear actors complain and all this stuff, it's like, you got no rights, motherfuckers. You got to be able to go with shit. And
Yeah.
the first day of that movie, I had a bigger part, and he said, this is what it is. And he said, call your agent. I go, no need to call my agent. Let's go. I don't give a fuck if I had
Right.
a half a line.
Yeah.
I'm on a set with Jack Nicholson. You fucking point me where to suck.
Yeah.
And I'll suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give me
Wow.
a break.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so that is that happened. That shit,
Wow.
and then a lot more shit like that happens all the time, and it's part of our business. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that because nobody thinks that way anymore.
They're crazy.
Everybody's
Yeah.
They're
entitled.
crazy.
Everybody's fucking entitled.
Yeah, and their entitlement is going to put them at Chipotle.
Yeah,
Even, not
amen.
even. Seriously, bro. It's you're lucky to be there. No one owes you shit. I've had people my whole life telling me, when I started doing comedy, I would bomb and I would do like one killer joke, and they'd be like, man, you got something here. I always felt, and I would watch people go ahead of me, and it's like, when's my break gonna happen? Guess what? No one owes you shit.
No.
How many talented people you know that don't have shit?
That's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
You know what I mean? No one owes you fucking shit. How many people are hard workers that are doing great that you might not go, it's not as funny as that person on the street corner. You know what I mean?
Right, but
Or-
they're out there doing
But
it.
they're out there
Exactly.
working their
Yeah.
ass off.
Yeah.
No one owes you
Shit.
shit.
On that note, thank you guys for doing our podcast. And,
I want to just say that anything that was said by proxy, I don't co-sign anything. I'm dead serious.
That's the second time by
Well,
proxy.
because that was what you brought up. No, man, we're all good. No one.
Okay.
No, I had a blast.
Good, thank you guys. And where can people find you, Bruce?
At the strip joint with the
Upland.
with the crack pastor. You can find me on Instagram at Bruce Jingles, BruceJingles. You can follow me on Facebook, and then that way, or go to my website and you find out where I'm at if I'm in your area.
Okay, great. And what about you, Jamie? Any dates you want to plug? Because we're going live. Lots of people on this Facebook from the Comedy
Oh
Store.
yes, thank you, Comedy Store. I'm gonna go Off the Hook comedy. I'm off the Hook in Naples. You ever play it? Captain
Naples?
Brian, Naples.
Ooh.
I'm there this weekend for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then next weekend I'm at some bowling alley comedy club in Detroit. In Detroit.
In
Oh, cool.
Detroit.
Somewhere there next weekend. But go to my website, jamiekennedy.com, but really go to my Instagram,
Yeah.
The Jamie Kennedy.
Okay.
I'll be in Throckmorton Theater in Mill Valley next Tuesday.
Oh, wonderful. That's a great gig, by the way. I always love that gig at the Throckmorton.
Yeah, I'm looking
Have
forward
you
to
ever
that.
done that gig at the Throckmorton
I don't
Theater?
even know
I've never
what that
played
is.
there.
It's in
Mill
Millville.
Valley in Northern California. It's a really wonderful theater.
I know of. I've never been there.
This
Yeah.
is my first time doing
You
it. and I've
headline
heard a
it?
lot. Yeah.
Damn,
It's a great gig. Yeah, you should totally do that.
How many seats?
We'll exchange.
It's a
it's
pretty
pretty
nice theater size. Yeah. you
We'll
should-
exchange numbers, and I'll get you to
on
do
air.
All right, great. And I would also like to say that my documentary, which won a couple of awards,
Congratulations,
thank
by the
you
way.
very much, is on Vimeo on demand. And cross your fingers, everybody, that it'll be on Amazon in 2 days. And you can find out all that information at FeliciaMichaels.net, and you can follow me at Felicia Michaels all across the board.
Wow.
And the name of it is Pervs.
Pervs.
So check that out. You can follow me at Jess Wellington 2 on everything. Thank you guys for listening, and you've been lied to.